Hello, my name is Angela from Angela Simpson Functional Medicine Physiotherapy. Thanks for joining me, and I'd like to talk to you about autoimmunity and how to fix it. Because if you have a diagnosis of autoimmunity, you quite likely are undergoing some treatment. It might involve some management strategies with medications. Maybe there's also some supplements, some vitamins in addition to this. Maybe you've also tried some diet changes and lifestyle changes. I'm wondering if you're feeling better. Quite commonly, when people are undergoing treatment, unless you have really figured out the root cause of where your autoimmunity developed from in the first place, you're actually just managing the condition and you're never actually truly putting it into remission, both now and for years to come. And if you have more than one autoimmune condition, it can seem like a bigger hill to climb. And it's very, very common once you have one diagnosis of autoimmunity that you're going to have one more, two more, even three or more. I see this all the time in my practice. And I also see a lot of frustration because people are working on their health. They're trying to get themselves feeling better, but they find that they're at best just managing their symptoms, and they're typically changing treatment plans quite often, really looking for a solution. And so, what is the solution? And it really only comes from learning where it actually came from in the first place. It might have started from even as far back as when you were a child. It might have even started when you were in the womb, and it might have depended on your mother's health, believe it or not. And so, it's really important to trace back where it came from in the first place. This is part of the solution. And then the other part is really to learn what are the triggering or aggravating factors. You may be aware of some of them, but you may be completely unaware of others. And so this is also important because if you are working on putting it into remission long term, you need to remove these triggering or aggravating factors, not only now, but probably long term. So the first step is to figure that out. And then the next step is to really get some detailed lab testing and work with a practitioner that understands what lab testing to do and what systems to really start treating and managing and actually getting them working properly again. And so if you want to learn more, you can let me know because I'm really happy to dig deep with you and figure out where the condition developed from in the first place and how to actually fix it long term. And the truth is if you don't actually learn how to fix it both now and for years to come, you're at much greater risk for not only developing more autoimmune conditions, but potentially other even more serious conditions down the road. You could even be at higher risk for certain immune conditions to develop, such as cancer. And so we don't want this to happen. We want you to turn it around and get your life back. Because if you do have autoimmunity and you're just managing your symptoms, or in fact, they're getting worse, you're probably noticing so many aspects of your life are affected. I imagine your relationships are affected. If you have a relationship or a partner, I imagine all aspects of that are affected. Your moods are probably not as good as they could be. I imagine your intimacy isn't as good as it could be if you're always suffering. I imagine that if you did have a job or you still have one, that it is also suffering. You're probably not able to put in your best effort. Maybe you're even having to take time off work because you don't feel well. There's just so many aspects of your life that I'm sure you're managing and dealing with right now, but they're affecting you greatly. And so if you want to learn more, if you want to learn how you can get that autoimmune condition into remission, not only now, but for years to come, and actually return yourself back to wellness, I'm here to tell you it is possible. And I really want to learn how to help you with this. So please feel free to contact me. You can reach me at my website, www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca. You can also contact me through my Facebook group. Please feel free to request to join, and I'm happy to add you so I can help you learn more about how you can help your body to heal. Thanks and take care. Have a good day.